Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kudash. And I also salute you elect brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth, waiting patiently for Yahweh Shai to return. And double honors to our apostles, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? And I am out here once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai to edify and to wake up the Lord's elect. Okay, first off, I would like to say this, you know, the Water Apostle Tahar and the Water Apostle Gabar for making those videos about about ad hominems and other unnecessary things, man. You know, I feel like that was a video that needed to be addressed because there's a lot of guys on the highways and hedges, when they teach, man, they say a little too much. I mean, yeah, it's good that you're rebuking the 2/3 of our people, or you're getting on those that aren't right, you know, in this truth. I mean, but I mean, if you just using like cuss words, you know, you're using like bad words or so-called bad words, you know, adding them to your sentence, that's kind of unnecessary, man. You know, you don't need to call a nigga a bitch. I mean, we all know he's effeminate. You don't have to call somebody a bitch. I mean, it is what it is. You know, the scriptures say, you know, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but still, you know, you can't, you know, a lot of you guys in this truth, man, y'all be saying way too much. You know, like you just be running off at your mouth instead of edifying, man. You know, you're just running off at your mouth, man. You know, the scriptures speak about making your speech short. You know, short and right to the point. Salakia, man, this. So, you know, today's lesson is going to be a follow-up of what the apostles were saying, man. You know, I had a feeling the video like that was coming sooner or later, man, because a lot of you guys be saying way too much, man. You know, there's no need to call a nigga a fuckboy. Well, where's the edification at in that, man? What's the edification in saying you gonna beat somebody's ass? Okay? And watch who the fuck you talking to in this truth, man. You don't know who brothers are. Because what if you threaten a brother and then he turns out to be Jeremiah? Well, that's gonna look bad on your record, man. Okay? What if you say you was gonna whoop Isaiah's ass? You don't know who the fuck anybody is in this truth, okay? You could be threatening Nahum. You could be threatening Titus. You could be threatening John the Revelator. Okay? You don't know who brothers are in this truth, so be humble. It don't matter if you're a martial artist, a kung fu artist, you might know a little bit of Muay Thai. You know, you might be a boxer. It don't matter if you know how to fight, okay? The Most High will send somebody to show your ass up, man. You might threaten the wrong person one day, and the Most High might send somebody to beat your ass. So it's important to choose your words carefully in this truth. And I remember, because the brother Yashawamba, he even addressed this situation some years back. about how brothers gotta watch what they say when they're out there on the streets teaching. So I'm gonna get the book of Matthew first. You know? You gotta remember, man, Yahushua said, go out to the highways and hedges, and as many as you shall find, bid to the marriage. Okay? He didn't say as many as you shall find make empty threats and, threaten harm upon them. He said, bid them to the marriage, man. How do you bid somebody to the marriage? Well, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Okay? So we're supposed to be like Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. When Yahushai was on this earth 2,000 years ago, was his main focus going around trying to be some kind of tough dude? Was Yahushai trying to be that dude? No, man. He said, I am come to do the work of my Father which is in heaven. So we should have that same like mind frame when we come out here to teach. We should have that same mind frame when we come out here to teach, man. We're not out here to prove ourselves to be some kind of tough guy. We're not out here to try to be tough people. We're not out here to make ourselves look tough before the world. We're not out here to start fights, man. We're out here to edify and wake up the Lord's elect so we can get the hell up out of this damn kingdom. Okay? What's your problem? You don't want Yahushua to come back? You know? Are you coming out here for your own vain glory? You know? Apostle Tahar and Apostle Gabar was right, man. You know? And I also include myself in there. You know? We cannot come out here, trying to portray ourselves to be some tough guys. Okay? Are we not referred to as worms in the scriptures? Does a worm crawl around trying to start a fight with a cockroach or a grasshopper? Do you see a worm trying to start fights with ants? No, a worm is harmless. A worm is just trying to get by. That's how we are in this kingdom. Okay? We're just trying to get by. That's it. We're just trying to get by. Okay? So a worm isn't going around trying to act tough. A worm is trying to get by, man. A worm is harmless. And that's how we're supposed to be, harmless. Okay? So, if you're striving to be like Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, we're not striving, but if you're fighting to be like Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, well, just look at some of the things Yahushai did, man. Yeah, Yahushai called the scribes, the Pharisees, vipers and serpents, okay? Which back then, those would have been considered fighting words. But still, what did Yahushua say, man? The servant is not above his master. So we got to start choosing our words carefully, man. You can't just go around calling somebody a bitch-ass nigga, okay? Because what happens if a fight break out? You get locked up, you lose your job, you lose your woman. You know? It's time for us brothers to start using our heads, man. Have you ever heard the saying, a mind is a terrible thing to waste? But that's a true saying. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. You know? You can't be making empty threats and talking about some, stepping around the block. Okay? Yahushua wasn't about stepping around, telling niggas to step around the block. He was about edifying, man. Yeah, Yahushua got on the scribes and Pharisees, but guess what? He got on those wicked scribes and Pharisees for edification. For edification. You can learn something from Yahushua getting on the scribes and Pharisees. But what can you learn from calling somebody a bitch? Or a bitch ass nigga, what can you get? Well, what can somebody learn from you calling somebody a fuckboy? You know? And it's not just when you come out and teach, man. It's not just when you come out and teach. Okay? That's in general. In general, man. Okay? We're supposed to be carrying ourselves like kings and priests. That's just in general in your everyday life. You know? You can't just be on camera being some goody Israelite, but then off camera you talking shit and calling people out their names and shit, man. You got to carry yourself as a king, as a prince of the power, man. Calling people bitches and you know, calling them niggers and faggots. Come on, man. Yeah, a homosexual is a F-bomb, but guess what? If you say that word out loud to a homo and a fight break out, guess what? You're getting thrown under the jail if he decides to have you arrested. Okay? It's time for us to start being more wise with our words, man. And I agree with Apostle Tahar and Gabar 100%. And I include myself in there, man. You know? As time passes on, you know, we're supposed to be growing in this thing. So now I'm going to skip down to verse 9. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 9. Salakia. Give me a second. Okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Okay? Does a peacemaker go around trying to start fights on the highways and hedges when teaching? Or throughout his everyday life? Okay? What is a peacemaker? A peacemaker is somebody that knows peace. If all you know is strife in your mind, then how can you know peace? You know? You think you that dude because you know a couple of moves? Okay? That ain't shit, man. Because what happens if you threaten Isaiah or Jeremiah, which I'm not saying that's I'm talking about the elect, okay? Because just because somebody get kicked out of a camp, it doesn't mean they're not of the elect. Okay? When you look at prophets like Isaiah and Jeremiah, guess what? They was out there teaching alone. They didn't have nobody with them. They was out there teaching by themselves, man. Okay? Jonas, he profited. He was a prophet that prophesied by himself. Okay? Daniel, he was alone when he prophesied. So you got to be careful, man. Just because somebody get kicked out of a camp, it doesn't give you the right to start calling them names and making threats. And now that you're out the camp, when I see you, I'm gonna beat your ass, because you don't know who the hell you talking to. Okay? At the end of the day, you might be of the 2/3, and that person who you talking shit about might be of the elect. And if that person be of the elect, and he receives spiritual power, and he find that same dude that threatened him, how's that going to make you look in that day? What you going to say? Oh, my bad, you like, bruh, man. It's time to start being more wise with our words, man. We don't know who is, We don't know who is who. Okay? And another thing you got to remember is that we are prisoners of hope. We hope to be of the elect. We hope to be of that chosen few, because we don't know. Just because we go out on the highways and hedges and teach, that does not make us of the elect. Okay? You have to be chosen from the foundation of the earth to be of the elect. Okay? You have to be chosen from the beginning. The elect is already chosen, man. We're just waiting for the elect to be sealed. So be humble. So Matthew chapter 5 verse 9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Okay? So in this truth, we're supposed to be peacemakers, man. As it is written, if it at all be possible, live peaceably with all men. Okay, so if you calling yourself an Israelite in this truth, you're supposed to be fighting to live peaceably with all men. Why? Because we're supposed to be the peacemakers, man. Okay, when Solomon ruled on this planet, there was peace, man. And know ye not that Solomon is Yahushua in the reincarnation? What does Solomon's name mean? It goes back to the Hebrew word shalom, which means peace. So if you're a follower of Yahushua, then you're supposed to. If you're a follower of Yahushua, then you're a follower of King Solomon too, because Yahushua is King Solomon, and King Solomon was about peace. So we're supposed to be the children of peace. Okay, we're supposed to be peacemakers. Okay? Yahushua did not send us out here to be tough guys. Yahushua sent us out here to teach, to preach, and we are supposed to rebuke and exhort with all long suffering. But when you rebuke, you don't need to add cuss words to your sentences when you rebuke, man. Okay? You don't need to call people the B word. You don't need to, call people the F boys. Emotional punk ass niggas. You don't need to say any of that shit, man. I mean, every brother's got a different spirit, but we got to start choosing our words more wisely, man. Because as we get closer to the end, things is going to start getting heavier and heavier and heavier, man. So verse 10, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. There's a difference between being persecuted for righteousness' sake and being persecuted for being some kind of nigga in this truth. You don't want to be persecuted because you call somebody the B word. You don't want to be persecuted because you call a homosexual the F word. The F-A, you don't want to be persecuted because you called the nigger woman because you called the so-called black woman the B word, you know. Instead of calling her the B word, just call her a shameless dog, man. Because, hey, King Solomon said it right: a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. But if you call them the B word, that, you know. But that's what I mean by choosing your words more carefully, man. I'm not saying you got to be an extremely soft speaker. You know, it's okay to rebuke, but some of you guys just go overboard with it. That's what I'm getting at, man. You don't need to be calling people, bitches and, yeah, if I get spiritual power, I'm gonna do da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Because at the end of the day, you don't know if you're going to get spiritual power, okay? The word if does not guarantee anything. If just mean, it's another word for Lord's will. If. You don't know. Okay? If is the same as Lord's will. Lord's will, you're going to receive spiritual power. Because at the end of the day, it may not be of the Lord's will for you to be of the elect. So we got to be humble. Be humble, not proud, Just be glad Yahushua called you into this thing. To this ministry, man. Because chances are you might be of the elect. And like Apostle Tahar said, man, at the end of the day, we're trying to save souls. We're trying to save souls out here, man. And I'm not just talking about any old nation. The elect. We're trying to wake up the elect, man. The souls of the elect of the nation of Israel, which are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. And you got to think about that, man. A lot of the times when brothers' channels get taken down, most of the time it's because of what you're saying in your videos, man. Don't you know Esau have algorithms on YouTube that are programmed to listen in on every word you say, so that if certain words are said, it automatically flags your videos, man. You see what I mean? So you gotta choose your words carefully. You can't just call a simple Jake a stupid motherfucker. You can't just say that, man. Yeah, he's simple, but you rebuke him with the scriptures, man. Jeremiah 4:22, for example, calls our people simple. Yeah, you can call our people simple, but it's better than calling them a stupid motherfucker. Because then that's going overboard, man. Well, where's the edification at in the phrase stupid motherfucker? But there's a lot of edification in the word simple. Because simple appears a lot in the Holy Scriptures. But you know what doesn't appear in the Holy Scriptures? Stupid motherfucker. The word stupid motherfucker does not appear in the Holy Scriptures. But the word simple does. So we got to start choosing our words more carefully, man. Verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Okay? And at the end of the day, you want to be persecuted for righteousness' sake. You don't want to be persecuted for saying some nigga shit, man. You don't want to be persecuted in court because you called a homosexual the F word. And now look, now you sitting in jail, you done lost your job. And how the hell is you going to teach if you sitting in jail, man? I mean, it is true, homosexuals are the F word, but you can't just call a homosexual the F word to his face. Because then, if they chose to call the police on you and persecute you for harassing them, then you're going to jail, man. You're going to jail now. You're going to jail, and guess what? It ain't gonna look good on your behalf, man. Okay? The Most High is looking for wise men. Not the foolish, but wise. Instead of calling a homo the F word, man, just try going to Leviticus 20 and 13 first. You know? That'll make you look more, like Apostle Kabar said, that'll make you look more classy, man. Because you're referring to the scriptures. You're not just blathering just shit out of your mouth, man. You're going to the scripture. You're going to the Bible, man, to reference what happens when a man lies with mankind. You know, and it makes you look more professional and more like you have decency and some kind of sense in your head, man. You see? So verse 16. Huh? Oh, Salakia. Matthew's 10 and 16. Okay? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." Okay? Sheep in the midst of wolves. So now, let's observe a sheep. Okay? Does a sheep go around trying to start a fight with a lion? Does a sheep go around talking shit, man? Is a sheep a harmful creature? No, a sheep is a harmless creature. Okay? And if it's one thing you notice about a sheep is quiet most of the time. Okay? A sheep is mindful of its surroundings. Yahushua said, "I send you forth as sheep." Okay? A sheep ain't going around trying to be that animal, man. Okay? You ain't gonna never hear a sheep, talking to another sheep like, "Yeah, if I catch you down a black alley, I'm gonna black your fucking eye." You ain't gonna hear that. Okay? You show me a YouTube video where a sheep is beating up another sheep or causing harm to another creature. You ain't gonna find it, man. Because sheeps are harmless creatures. So, a part of being harmless doesn't mean not getting physically carnal. Being harmless also means choosing your words wisely. Being wise with your words. Because words also hurt, man. Words do hurt. So you got to choose your words carefully, because you can harm somebody just by saying the wrong thing. Okay? Now, if they get offended, but you're bringing out the word of Yahweh, then that's a different story. Because they're not offended at what you're saying, they're offended at the word of the Heavenly Father, which we know the word of the Heavenly Father to be Yahushua. Okay? So, if somebody wants to be simple and they coming up against you, and then you bring out Jeremiah 4 and 22, for my people are foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and then you break it down to him, if he gets offended at that, that's a different story, okay? Now he's being offended at the word, he's not being offended because you called him a stupid, emotional, bitch-ass nigga, or he's not getting offended because you called him you called him an effeminate Kool-Aid sugar eating ass nigga. He's not offended because you called him a homo. He's offended because you brought out Jeremiah 4 and 22, which described him as being simple and sottish. Okay? So then it goes on to say, It says, "Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves."
So, if you call yourself being in this truth, man, you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. What did Yahushua say in Matthew the 12th chapter? He said, "Who is my mother, who is my brother, and who is my sister?"
Okay? And then he stretched forth his hand to his disciples and he said, "Behold, my brother and my sister and my mother." "For whosoever do the will of the Father in heaven, the same is my brother, my mother, and my sister." Okay? So what is the will of the Most High? It's the will of the Most High to go around trying to act tough, trying to start fights, you know? It don't matter if you're a tough speaker, man. You know, you need to let go of that mentality. It's not about trying to be tough in this thing, man. Don't you want to get the hell up out of here? You know? The sooner the elect gets awakened and sealed, the sooner we can get the hell up out of here, man. Okay? When have you saw a dove talking shit to a tiger? A dove is a harmless bird, right? You don't see the dove flying around trying to be the eagle. Okay? You don't see the dove flying around trying to be the eagle. You know, landing on the grass and shit, talking shit to a tiger. Man, that tiger will eat that bird up. And then shit that bird out later on in the evening, man. So we are commanded to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Okay? Wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Okay? You see, one thing about a snake knows when to strike. Okay? And it tells you that in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. There's a time and a place for everything under the sun. As a matter of fact, let me just get that real quick. You know, that's a quick precept. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. So there's a time and a place for everything. And this is not the time to be trying to act like some tough dude, man. Okay? We ain't shit, man. We ain't shit in this kingdom. We are not but worms, man. We are worms in this kingdom. We are small. Okay? We were called worms. So we ain't nothing in this kingdom, man. Okay? What power do we have? We ain't got no might in our hands. Yeah, we got the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, but the Lord also said, "Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power." So if you're going around trying to start fights and shit, and then you call on the name of the Lord and shit to deliver you, before the fight break out, Most High ain't trying to deal with that, man. Okay? We're not carnal people. So don't speak carnal and don't act carnal. You know, get out of that hood mentality, man. That boasting your name and acts about me. Because who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am me? We ain't nothing, man. Okay? Ain't none of us die on the cross for the nation of Israel. Yahushua did. So now I'm gonna read This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth. You know? And I remember the brother Yashawamba brought this out, man. So some years back. You know? Be not rash with your mouth. Okay? Because, remember, man, you're rebuking the nation of Israel, man. Even though Jake might be feminine, you know, at the end of the day, by nature, we are still warriors, man. Okay, we are still warriors. So I mean, you can't just call a random, you can't just call a random 2/3 nigga. You know? You can't just call a random 2/3 nigga a bitch, man. Because what happens if he busts you in your shit, man? You know, he might bust you in your shit and then knock you out. And then what? So, be not rash with thy mouth. Okay? You don't want to call the wrong dude the B word, man. You know? You don't want to call the wrong dude a stupid ass. Okay? And you know, this video goes to just brothers in general, man. Okay? And you know, and notice how I say in general. You know, we got to start being wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And if you notice, I say we, because that also includes myself, man. Because I was also guilty of doing that, you know? Just cussing and all that. But at the end of the day, there's no edification in that shit, man. Okay? There's no edification in it. So be not rash with thy mouth, you know. Another example of being rash with your mouth is calling women, you know, sluts, bitches. Yeah, they're sluts and bitches, you know. I mean, calling women sluts and whores and, you know. I mean, come on, man. Where's the edification at in that? Yeah, I mean, if there's the scriptures. No, the scriptures covers everything, man. Even women. If a woman is being a slut, then refer to what? The book of Isaiah, the 32nd chapter and the 9th verse. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. But there's no need to call women sluts or bitches, even though they are. But still, man. So it says, be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. Okay? Now it said, let not your heart. What is your heart? Your mind. Okay? Because it's not just the things that you say, it's the things that you think too. You can think a certain way and it could be sin. You know, you could be thinking about doing harm to another brother because he offended you. That's sin, man. The scriptures say he that hated his brother is a murderer. You know? And I agree with the apostles, you know? Whenever we get on these false Israelite groups, man, we gotta get out of the habit of calling them out their names, you know? I agree with them. Because really there's no edification in it. Okay? There's no edification in it. So we gotta get out of that spirit, man. So verse 3, it says, for a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by the multitude of words. You know? And I remember Apostle Gabar did a video some time back, you know? You know, he said, "Let your speech be short and edifying." You know, a short speech that's edifying has more gravity than a long ass rant that don't have no meaning to it. I mean, if it's one thing you notice about these rappers, you know, because let me tell you a little something about rap music, you know, because I grew up on rap music, you know, and you know, back in the 1980s when Tupac was around, you know, back in the 1980s when Tupac was around, when Biggie was around, you know, rap music had more gravity to it because there was a lot of edification in rap music back then. Okay, you listen to rap music. If you listen to today's rap music, where's the edification at, man? There's no edification in rap music today. You know, it's because rap music and today's rap music, they all talk about one common thing, which is what? Sex, money, and drugs. I mean, what's the edification? What's the edification in that? You see, Tupac and Biggie, you know, they spoke about things in their rap music that you could relate to. You know, Tupac and Biggie spoke about things in their rap music that you could relate to. These rappers, today's rappers don't talk about shit they don't talk about shit that you can relate to. You know? And when it comes to this truth, man, when it comes to preaching the word, oh man. Okay? And today's rap music, man, all they do is babble. You know, babble. You know, they do all this talking, man, but they don't really speak about anything you can relate to. You know, Tupac and Biggie, you know, their rap music was not full of babble, man. You know, a part of the reason why Tupac and Biggie's music has so much gravity to it is because they spoke about things that you could relate to, man. You know? So I'm going to read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart, which the word heart goes back to the Hebrew lab, which means your mind. Okay? Your mind. So, and you know, don't be hasty to just think of anything in your mind, man, because the Lord knows your heart. Did not the Lord know the heart of the scribes and Pharisees? Okay? It says, be not hasty, be not, it says, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh, for Yahweh is in heaven and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. Okay? Apostle Gabar did a video on that some years back about how well, when you teaching, your words should be few, man. You shouldn't be going on a long-ass rant of making empty threats and just cussing people out, because then the edification starts to fade away from your videos, man. You know? And when you do a video, man, your video is supposed to have some kind of gravity to it. You know? It's supposed to have some kind of weight to it, you know? There's very little to no weight in words like bitch, fuck, motherfucker, asshole, you know, peon, dullard, dumbass. There's very little gravity in words like that. But you know, one word such as the word simple has a lot more gravity than all them words combined. Just for the simple fact that the word simple appears all throughout the scriptures, man. Okay? Simple, simplicity. But you're not gonna find the word fuck or motherfucker or you know, words like that in the Bible, man. Okay, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 10. No, chapter 18, verse 6. It says, Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 6. It says, a fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Yeah, and that, that's the point that I'm getting at. And these are the words of King Solomon, okay? The wisest king that ever walked upon the face of the earth. He said that a fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. What's a stroke? A punch, man. So that's why you got to be careful as to what you say to people out on the highways and hedges, man. Because you might say the wrong thing and you might get busted in your shit, man. Okay, your lip might get busted wide open. You might end up with a couple of missing teeth and a black eye. So you got to be careful as to what you say to people out on the highways and hedges. You know? And it goes back to choosing your words carefully, man. You know? We gotta be responsible men in this truth. You can't edify or teach anybody if you're sitting in jail because you got into a fight or a scuffle, man. Because that's what Esau's looking for. When I say Esau, I'm talking about the so-called white man, okay? Esau's looking for us to get into fights and shit so we can get locked up and stop doing his work. Okay? He's looking for that. So we can't feed into that, man. Okay, I'm gonna skip down to verse 20. It says, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, with the increase of his lips he shall be filled. Okay? Now, what did Yahushua say in the book of, I believe it's John? Didn't he say that he that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his mouth shall flow rivers of living water? So who the world called Jesus, you know, when he was out there teaching, man, he was out there bringing life, man, you know, because what did Yahushua say? He said, the words that I speak unto you, they are life, and they are spirit. So the words that we speak, they have to be life and spirit too, man. Okay? The words that we speak, they have to be life and spirit too. There's no life or spirit in empty threats or calling people out their names. There ain't no life or spirit in that, man. But strife. So verse 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue. So death and life are in the power of the tongue, man. And that's the true saying. Because, I mean, just look at the hood, man. How many niggas die because they don't say the wrong thing on the streets, man? So you gotta start being wise, man. Oh boy, especially when the summertime coming around. When the summertime coming around, man, Jake be wildin', man. You know, Jake, you know, and ultimately it comes from them being raised by their mothers, man. You know? So we gotta have the mentality of being raised by our fathers, man. Well, you know, because when you come into this truth, man, your new spiritual parents are who? The apostles and wisdom, man. Okay? Those are our spiritual parents. So life and death is in the power of the tongue, man. You know, the scriptures say the tongue is the flaming fire. I mean, think about it, man. How many niggas done been killed for saying the wrong thing to the wrong nigga, man? mean, it's happened a lot. You know, hey, you know, another thing that the scriptures say is that a soft answer turneth away wrath. You know, if you at work and your boss has a problem with something that you're doing, your boss might be an Edomite, you can't just say, well, fuck you, you gonna be my slave, you damn hairy bastard, looking like your name is Harry. You know what your boss is gonna do, man? Hey, you gonna get a write-up and your ass is out of there. Okay? You gonna, hey, yeah, you know, you and you know what? Me personally, I made that mistake at one of my jobs, man. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but you know, I mean, I got an attitude with my manager, and well, I ended up getting fired. You know, that happened to me before in the past. Okay. You know, I don't say some disrespectful shit to my manager, you know? You know, so, you know, the scriptures say a soft answer turneth away wrath. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, man. There's some things you can say that'll preserve your life, and there's things you can say that can end up getting you killed. So you gotta choose your words carefully, you know? I'll give another example. Hold on, bear with me for just one moment. I'll give you another example. You know, a police might pull up while you're teaching, and then you might say, fuck the police. What do you think the police is gonna do? He gonna get out his police car, he gonna come over and he gonna start fucking with you. Okay? You know? Or you might have a bad day and you might be at the park chilling and shit, and then the police might be nearby, they might be walking by having a conversation, and then you say some shit like, fuck the police, I'ma kill you motherfuckers. The police's first response is gonna be what? They're gonna put their hand on their gun and they're gonna slowly approach you. And they might even look at you like you're crazy. And then what? If you don't humble yourself and then you say some shit like, yeah, that's right, I'ma fucking kill the police, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get arrested. And if you make any move that might suspect that their life might be in danger, guess what? They might end up shooting you. So life and death is in the power of the tongue. Okay? A nigga from the hood might be walking by while you teaching, and then you say some shit like, yeah, that's right, you gonna be destroyed, you bitch ass nigga. What happens if that nigga pull out a gun on you? Then what? You don't put your whole camp in danger because of your own foolish pride, because you want to try to be that tough dude. Now the whole camp got a gun facing at them. You got to think about your brothers too before you say things, man. You got to think about your brothers too. Hey, I just read it earlier in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter. Let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before the Lord. Okay? You can't just call a woman a hoe as she's walking by. Because what if she have a man that's 7 feet tall with muscles, and then he come up to your camp like, which one of you niggas called my woman a bitch? A hoe. Okay, Salakia. I thought the battery died out. Because then what happens if she got a 7-foot man with muscles and he come up to the camp? Which one of y'all called my woman a bitch or hoe? Everybody gonna look at you like, hey, he that dude, right? Hey, you that dude. Now you gotta deal with this 7-foot man that's angry and shit, you know? Okay? We ain't shit in this society, man. So Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Okay? They that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 12. Okay, the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 12. Hatred stirreth up strife. Okay? I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody's got a problem with somebody here and there every once in a while, you know? But like the apostles were saying, even these false Israelite groups like General Yohana, the Bukwash from 14th Street, Zabak, Nate, even though they are going off in the scriptures, but like the apostle said, man, which they made a good valid point. We can't just call them out of their names. I mean, because at the end of the day, like Apostle Tahar said, man, we're out here to save souls, man. I'm tired of being in America. I want the kingdom to come so I can wake up one day and go to a different planet. Yeah, I want to go to, I want to be able to fly and shit. Just fly through the sky one day. Fly amongst the stars. That's what I want. I don't want to be here stuck on Earth where I got to breathe in gasoline and fucking aluminum, barium, mercury, and all kind of harmful chemtrails. I'm sick and tired of drinking water out of plastic containers. Okay? This world is death, man. So it's time to wise up, man. And that's strife. Calling people out their names, that's the same as gendering strife or generating strife. Okay? So it says, hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins. Okay? And yeah, there is a such thing as tough love, but tough love doesn't necessarily justify calling somebody out of their name, because the scriptures themselves, the word of Yahweh itself shows tough love. Okay? The word of Yahweh is the word of Yahweh himself shows tough love. Okay? So the scriptures say love covers all sins. So there's love and then there's tough love, okay? But the scriptures say that love edifies. Okay? The book of Proverbs, just real quick, chapter 18, verse 24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly. So, at the end of the day, like the apostle said, we're all brothers, man. We're trying to save souls. Because, and Apostle Gabar, he made a good point. Some of these guys who are going off in the scriptures, what if they're going off sincerely? They might be sincere, but they might be going off sincerely. They might not just be going off for filthy lucre's sake. They might be going off sincerely because they really believe they got the truth. At the end of the day, those guys might repent. Okay? So it says, a man that hath friends must shew himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Because your actual blood brother, he may not be in the truth as you are. Because a lot of us, most of us, when we came into this truth, we came into this truth alone, without our brothers, okay? Without our uncles, without our nephews. We came into this truth alone. So at the end of the day, the brothers in this truth that's not related to you by blood, they're your brothers, okay? Because they're of the same body of Yahawashi just as you are. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 28. It says, a froward man sows strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends. So a froward man stirreth up strife. Okay, an example of a froward man is somebody who wants to start trouble. That's a froward man right there, He wants to start trouble. He wants to start a fire so other fires can be lit. Okay? So a froward man stirreth up strife, man. You over here making videos cussing this dude out, hoping that he make a video cussing you out, man. That's strife right there. That's a debate. Okay? And we're not supposed to be debating with other groups like that, man. Because debating causes strife, contention, okay? Conflict. So it says, a froward man sows strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 19, and I'll read to 21. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, which the Bible says rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, okay? So if you got a problem with the apostles, saying that, stop using ad hominems, then you're being rebellious, man. Okay? And the Lord is going to deal with you. Okay? Witchcraft. Hatred. Okay? He that hateth his brother is a murderer, man. Okay? At the end of the day, like the apostle said, we're trying to save souls out here, man. Okay? We're not here to prove ourselves to be some kind of tough guy. When Yahawashi came on the scene, he wasn't trying to prove himself to be some kind of tough guy. He wasn't out here trying to be tough, man. He was just doing the work of the Most High. That's it. Okay? Hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife. Strife. That's strife. When you calling somebody out their name, that's strife. Okay? When you calling a woman that's walking down the street a bitch, that's strife, man. We're supposed to be peacemakers. Okay? Just say what you got to say through the Spirit, you know, and move on. But don't use ad hominems, man. You know? Let it cease. Like Apostle Gabar said, let it cease. Okay? Strife. Then it says seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. So if you're doing such things, then you're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Okay? You're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. This is the book of Proverbs 26, verse 20. Where no wood is, there the fire goes out. Okay? And here's the key point. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceases. Okay? And get, you know, and you know what a talebearer is? A talebearer is somebody who talks shit. That's what a talebearer is, you know? A talebearer is somebody who talks shit, man. And I'm just coming out clean with it. That's what a talebearer is. And a lot of you guys on them highways and hedges, a lot of y'all talk a lot of shit, man. It's almost like you want to fight the breakout. I mean, now, I know a lot of you are sincere, you know. You're not just out there, you know, calling people out their names just to make yourself look tough on camera. You're doing it because you have a passion for the truth. But then there's some out there who talk shit just to make themselves look tough on camera. You know? You want to look like that dude on camera, man. Well, the Most High can send somebody to show you up. So be humble, man. Okay? Because there's no sincerity in somebody who talks shit. You know, they're hoping to talk shit and get away with it. You know? But then the Most High might send somebody to show them up. Okay? Most High might send somebody to show them up. So, you know, in the book of Proverbs, it clearly says, where the talebearer cease, so the strife. Now, when it says, where the talebearer cease, it's not talking about removing the actual talebearer, because there's a demon for everything. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
You know, there's a demon. There's a demon for everything. You know, you got the pork demon, you got the cat demon, the dog demon. You got the I'm that dude demon. You know, you got the proud demon. You got the justify for wickedness demon. But you also got the shit-talking demon, too. I bet y'all didn't even know that. There's a demon for talking shit, you know? You know, you talking shit and you just going on and on about how you gonna do this and that and how this nigga ain't shit and you gonna be destroyed. That's the same as talking shit. You know? That's the same as being a talebearer, which is a shit talker. Okay? There's no need to talk shit in this truth, okay? We're not here to talk shit. We're here to speak the words of life in spirit. Because the words of Yahushua are the words of life in spirit. Okay? We're here to have rivers of living water flowing out of our mouth. Okay? That's what we're out here for. Okay? Who the world called Jesus, his name is Yahushua.